Hello, welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a weekly tarot reading for the week of August 17th. As always, this is a general collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Let's see what messages God has for this collective this week. All right. Queen of Swords and Temperance. That's funny. Sometimes I think of my spiritual coach as like this sort of vengeful angel against ego, and like the combination of the Queen of Swords plus Temperance is totally giving me her energy. That's funny. The Queen of Swords is like, she's like that really logical energy, and I'm especially feeling her as like very fierce. And I'm kind of drawn to the fact that she has that like open-handed gesture here. So she's holding the sword up. She's like ready. I don't know. She's ready if someone's messing with her, but I feel like she's very peaceful. But she's got that open-handed gesture here where I feel like she's sort of gesturing like, okay, what's the next thing? Or like, I'm open to moving forward. And here, obviously, she's kind of gesturing right at the Temperance card. The Temperance card. The Temperance card feels like the universe is working on some things behind the scenes for you. It's like funny, I'm getting a really specific energy here. So I'm super drawn to the fact that the Temperance card is like really only focusing on what he's doing right now, right? So he's transmuting this water in these cups. The cups for me are like the emotions. There's so much that I'm noticing on this card. So the cups are the emotions, right? So there's some sort of emotional transformation, sort of that the universe is supporting you with behind the scenes. I'm really drawn to the third eye symbol. I don't know if I ever really noticed that before on his crown here. And I'm also drawn to this crown in the mountains in the distance. So I feel like this is the energy of the two of these together. It's like you really being in this solid place of peace where you're like ready with that sword, right? You're not really looking for a fight, but it's like if someone comes and tries to mess with you, you've got that sword at the ready, right? It feels like boundaries. I guess that's a good way to say it. That you're ready to protect yourself. You're ready to have good boundaries. And the universe is sort of in the background, like concocting this, I don't know, like an emotional, what do you call it? Like a level up, right? Or like a breakthrough. And you're sitting there like, okay, I'm ready for it, right? That's a really cool energy with those two. The Six of Swords and the Nine of Swords here. I'm wondering if you're feeling some anxiety about this. So it's like, I tend to read the cards as a flow from left to right, right? Almost as if I'm like reading a book. So this Six of Swords card is moving towards or flowing into the Nine of Swords card. So usually the Six of Swords card is all about moving to calmer waters. It's like leaving, you can see in the foreground, there's like this tumultuous waves, right? And then in the background here, it's like all serene, and they're kind of leaving the choppy waters. They're leaving maybe drama or like problems behind, right? And they're sort of moving forward into the calmer waters. I'm drawn to the fact that there's the woman and the child in the boat. I'm not always drawn to that, but I wonder if there'll be some resonance here. I'm actually getting the energy of like myself when I was leaving my divorce, to be honest, with my son. So it could be that if you're in this collective, you're kind of leaving a toxic relationship situation behind, or gosh, it could be anything toxic. It could be a relationship, a job, right? It doesn't have to be like romantic. A toxic friendship, it could be. But I'm just drawn to the mother and the child here. I feel like, I don't know how to describe this. This Queen of Swords feels so solid to me. She is prepared. She's really peaceful. She's really logical. She's got all the tools that she needs to handle kind of whatever it is that's coming with that open-handed gesture, saying like, I'm ready for the next piece. But I feel like there's maybe a piece of you that you're ready to move forward, right? I am getting this energy of being open to moving forward, being open to change and whatever's coming next. But I feel like if you're in this collective, you're maybe feeling some fear or anxiety around that. And the message that I'm really getting here is like, you are so well equipped to handle like the next piece. It's almost like a little bit confusing to me. This Nine of Swords energy, like I'm not really understanding where it's coming from. Let's see if we can get a couple more cards here and maybe it'll help us out. Got the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is just, again, reinforcing exactly what I was saying about being really solid. That Queen of Swords is just such a solid energy. Okay, I don't usually, a lot fell out, but I feel like this is a really specific message. So I'm going to take them all because the message is important. All right, so this King of Pentacles to me is completely, it's like glued to this Queen of Swords. Those two energies go absolutely hand in hand. I feel like the glow of the yellow on his card is speaking to me of the pieces of the Temperance card that I pointed out, right? The cups, this third eye on the angel's crown, like on their halo, and then this crown in the background. So I feel like I'm right. Like whatever is coming, you're ready for it. You're equipped for it. You're grounded. You're solid. It's very peaceful. And I feel like the King of Swords is saying all of those same things. The Death card here is an ending. And I feel like that's what this is speaking to. It's kind of like an ending of a period in your life that you've wrapped some things up and like I said, you're kind of opening your hand. You're like ready for the next piece. And whatever's coming is going to be great. So we have the Six of Wands and the Four of Swords here. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. And in particular, it's a card of public acclaim around that victory, right? So not only did you accomplish the thing, you got the thing, right? Maybe you manifested the thing that you wanted, and there's like all these people around celebrating with you. So this guy is actually in a parade on this card. It's like that whatever you're moving away from, it's truly going away. That this Death card says that, like it's dead, done, and over with. Like this is the card of ending and change in the tarot, right? Does not mean a literal death. For me, it means change and transformation, which is exactly what I was getting up here. It's like the old phase of your life is just completely ending. It's completed. It's done. I keep seeing it as like a fence or a boundary or border around it, right? It's done. It's complete. It's over, and it's going away. And then you're completely moving into this like entirely new phase of life where like there's no overlap, right? It's not like a Venn diagram where there's some overlap. It's like two completely different things. And this energy is like literally you crossing the threshold, right? From the old experiences that you were having into the new experiences that you're going to have. And how peaceful that is. That's what this Four of Swords card is saying again. That feeling of complete like peace and groundedness that I got from that Queen of Swords. And again with the yellow too, right? I've talked about that before. It's like the color in the tarot for like joy and success and freedom and wealth and like all the good things, right? But that Four of Swords says rest and healing and peace. It's really feeling to me like that, like almost like a minor arcana aspect of like a star card, that healing aspect of it, right? This is a beautiful energy. I'm really curious about this Nine of Swords. I have a feeling that's what's going to come up over here on the advice side, because I feel like whoever you are, my coach talks about this where she says, whenever I'm about to move into like the next phase of something new, sometimes I'll have some nervousness. And she said, it's like you're afraid to go into the next room just because maybe there's some messy things or there's like some problems to handle there. So it's almost like this hesitation or fear of moving into the next phase because you're worried that there's going to be some messy things there or some things to handle there. I think because you did handle the last phase so completely, it's almost like you're nervous to go to the next phase where things are maybe not quite handled yet, right? It's like the level up. It's the next level of lessons for you. I feel like shuffling again here. So God, what advice do you have for the folks in this collective? What messages do you want to share here? That guy wants to come out. Okay. This is the Ace of Pentacles. I love that. It's a solid new beginning, right? So the Ace of Pentacles is kind of the ultimate new beginning. So in the tarot, the Pentacles is sort of like the last suit, the most evolved suit. And it's the suit of things being grounded onto the earth, right? So the wands are really in your action. The cups are really in your emotions. The swords are really in your thoughts. And then the pentacles are of the earth. It's like actually bringing the spiritual lessons that you've learned, the emotional lessons that you've learned, right? And bringing them into fruition on the earth. So I love that. I always feel with the aces, like there's just this beautiful divine guidance with it being held by that hand like that. So yeah, it feels like allowing, even if kind of what's in that next room, that next phase is maybe it's a little messy, right? Because you haven't learned those lessons yet or healed those things yet, but that it's safe to go there. You're being guided to go there. This is your next step. And that it's a gift, right? There's beautiful gifts waiting there as you sort of unpack what's in this next room, right? We have the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. I'm just feeling that energy for a minute. The Five of Swords is like very clearly that betrayal energy to me. I feel like the Two of Pentacles feels almost like a little wishy-washy. I'm really drawn to the rough waters. I don't always like notice that, but it's like so extreme and so dramatic with these waves back here, and like the boats are, you know, they're like tipping over in the waves. There's like a non-committal feeling. That's what it feels like. It feels to me like you're afraid to make the commitment, to make the choice, to move forward and invite in whatever this next piece is for you, because you're afraid of that like betrayal energy. I can totally relate to this, this energy that I'm feeling here. It feels like being afraid that the way that I've described it before is feeling like the rug is going to get pulled out from under you. Yeah, it really feels like that example, like I said, that my spiritual coach talks about, where you're in this nice, cozy room and you made it nice and there's like no surprises there anymore. And it's like feels all safe and cozy. And you like open the door and the next room is there. So it's almost like this choice where like, do you stay in the place that feels comfortable forever, or do you feel like you're ready to grow and expand into that space that is unknown and unpredictable and uncomfortable, because there's going to be pieces that come up to heal, right? That's something that feels important to point out for me, is that it's not about the rug being pulled out from under you, or it's not about kind of getting tricked or betrayed by the universe. It's about seeing those lessons as opportunities, like almost kind of owning them as the lessons that you have called in to be able to learn those things in this lifetime, right? And really having some like sweet pride in yourself. That again, like you're this Queen of Swords, you are calm, you are well equipped, you're like alert, you're ready. You're kind of peaceful, and you know that you have the tools to handle whatever comes up, right? So again, it's like just speaking to that fear. This is interesting. I feel like there's more to say here. I'm going to shuffle again, apparently. I'm sure you guys saw that one on camera too. We got Judgment. Yeah. I feel like what the cards are sharing with us is just a reframing. So as I was saying, like, instead of seeing the the things in the new room, right, that you're not familiar with, you're feeling a little bit nervous about, they are not things that are there to trick you, to hurt you, to betray you, right? And by things, I'm using it as a metaphor, right? But I'm meaning like experiences, whatever it is that you're calling in on your spiritual path as like the next piece for you. They're there as like to basically as like your second coming in life. Like this is I think it's Archangel Gabriel. These folks here were dead, and he's calling to them with like God's trumpet, right? And they're all rising from the dead and hearing the call of the universe, hearing the call of God. It's basically like rising up out of your old self into your true self, your divine nature. So this, like, examples of that could be finding your twin flame or finding your life purpose, right? Something that's really transformative and life-changing, and it's beautiful. So I really am feeling that, again, that example with the rooms where, like, even though it might feel nice for a little while to kind of hide out in that cozy, safe room where you've sort of handled the healing or the upsets there, you kind of know what to expect. It's like the angel of God is trumpeting at you from the next room, calling you forward so that you can continue to grow. So as always, it's your choice. Use your free will. I don't know what this is that's coming in for any of you guys, right? So it's going to be different for everybody because we're all on our own ascension paths. But whatever's coming in feels really beautiful. It's the Page of Pentacles. So again, I'm feeling that energy like the Ace of Pentacles, where it feels safe, it feels sweet, it feels grounded, right? It's you being able to take these lessons that you've learned or that you're going to learn and grounding the gifts of them into like your physical life. And the Page of Pentacles, just offering that pentacle as it feels like an offering. It's really sweet. So really reframing that feeling of like being wishy-washy, being like undecided, being afraid of handling the challenges, basically. Like, it's like being afraid of being defeated. I feel like that's what the fear is that there's a part of, if you're in this collective, there's like a part of you somewhere that is afraid to go forward because you're afraid you're going to fail. That feels really clear. Like you're afraid you're going to be this guy back here with your head in your hands, like crying after having been defeated, right? But I really feel from this Queen of Swords, look at her. Does this look like a queen that's about to be defeated? I feel like she's so peacefully ready to handle like whatever comes. And I feel like you have some really divine energy here with the Temperance and then the Judgment. There's just really like a lot of angelic support and protection here. It's really beautiful. This is a great energy. I like this. Yeah. I feel like maybe the advice here around the fear, other than what I said about the reframing, right? That these are not obstacles meant to trip you up or take something from you or anything like that, right? It's a gift. It's a gift to help you learn and grow. I feel like the other piece is just really being present with yourself in that fear. So don't gaslight yourself. Don't pretend that you're not scared if you're in this collective. Like, it's safe to admit to yourself, like, it feels kind of scary to move forward, right? I don't know what's going to come up. I'm afraid I'm going to fail, Being able to just be honest with yourself that those are the feelings that are coming up. Just because you are admitting them or acknowledging them doesn't give them power over you, right? It actually puts you in a position of power, because then you're able to bring healing for yourself there, instead of kind of trying to like ignore them. That's never the right way. This is a really cool energy. I'm like seeing a vision right now of, it's kind of like that mother and child that I was talking about in the Six of Swords, except it's like you with your own inner child kind of walking down a path, and you're like holding your inner child's hand. So like the part of you that might feel afraid is almost like your inner child who would come to you and say like, I'm scared, or I had a nightmare or something. And then as the adult, you would like soothe them, right? So it's almost like you as the adult soothing that scared child part of you. It's really a very beautiful energy. All right, God, what you got for us? We have lack and doubts. Yeah, I feel like that's the way that you feel. It distracts me when they're turned over. Not ready for you yet. Lack and doubts. This feels like how you feel about yourself. Feeling like you don't have enough to be capable of handling whatever comes in next. But remember that you are the Queen of Swords. Like, if this reading is for you, you have been on some sort of healing path already. Otherwise, you wouldn't have found my reading. Be able to trust your process, your ascension process, whatever it is that you're doing to grow and heal and move forward. It's safe to trust yourself there. That's what this feels like. And it feels like setting boundaries with those, any places where doubts are coming up or those feelings of lack, setting boundaries there and saying, no, I'm not Queen of Swords. I am equipped, I'm calm, and I'm grounded here, and I'm ready. We have Mercury, messages, travel, and communication. That's interesting. I wonder if this is sort of a card showing how this might come in. That's how I'm feeling this. So the Queen of Swords is putting her hand out saying, I'm ready for whatever's next. So I'm wondering if you'll get some sort of message or if someone will be traveling to you. Maybe we'll bring you your next piece. Or maybe you're traveling somewhere. The next one is autumn and harvest. So this could be a timing element. Gosh, it'll be September 21st or 20th when autumn equinox is. So this might be an energy that's sort of coming to you like over the next month. I do feel like there's a bit of time or space here for this to come in. The Six of Swords is not like a super fast moving card because it's just this guy rowing the boat, right, with the oar or whatever. So it might take a little, a few weeks here for this message to kind of sink in. This is good. I feel like in the meantime, it gives you a chance to really remind yourself that you are this Queen of Swords and maybe ground a little bit deeper into some of your healing. But again, this reading just feels like, sorry, I just looked at the time and it's 2200. Well, it's 2200. So if those numbers are significant to you, that just stuck out to me. Yeah, I feel like this is just a mindset shift. Really the best example that I'm still feeling is that room. That's literally the angel of God trumpeting to you, calling you into the next room, and you just really kind of holding your own hand and saying, you know what, I'm scared, but I choose to move forward, right? Being super compassionate with yourself. Give yourself all the safety and love that you feel like you need, and then step into your next room, right? Step into that next piece. Awesome. Well, I hope that this was helpful, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.